Hello everyone, welcome to OJ Patterns, and today we'll be working on the basic bodice block size 14 half scale. So we're doing half scale of the basic bodice size 14. If you want the full scale, go through the videos. Already have the full scale in there. So now we'll be doing the half scale. So we need our measurement. We need the bust, we need the waist, we need the across back or X back. We need the across front, we need the front length, we need the back length, we need shoulder, we need bust point, we need the round neck, the armhole or the armhole arc, and then we need nape to waist. So this is size 14 half scale. I'm writing it out like this. So for the bust for half scale will be half of what you have for full scale. Now, if you do 92 plus 8 divided by 2, this will be 50 for half scale. So I'm going to write it first. So let's write half of 92 first is 46 plus half of 8 is 4 cm. So if you add 46 plus 4, we'll get 50 cm. All measurements are in centimeter. We have waist. Half of 69 is 34.5. Half of 5 is 2.5. Now, if we add 34.5 plus 2.5 plus 2.5, we'll have 37. So we'll have to go half of the measurement like that. Next, we have 37 plus 1. So here we'll be having half of 37, which is 18.5. 18.5 plus 1 cm, that's 19.5. Across front, we have 36 plus 1. So here we'll be using 18 plus 1, which is 19. And front length is 44. So for half scale, 44 divided by 2 will be 22. Back length is 42. Half scale will be 21. Shoulder here is 13. Half scale of 13, that's half of 13. That will be 6.5 cm. Bust point is 26. Half will be 13 cm. Round neck is 36. Half of 36 will be 18. Armhole is 40 plus 2 cm is, so that will be 20 plus 1 cm is. 20 plus 1 cm is, that would be 21. Nape to waist is 40, here will be 20. Please, whatever you have, sorry, we have to correct this. Half, because we're doing half of everything. So the 5 cm is for full scale is 2.5. Now, 18.5, which is the 37 of across back, plus 1 cm. So here it's supposed to be plus 0.5. Everywhere you have 1 cm, you use plus 0.5. So that's it. So this will be 19 and not 19.5. Here will be 19 and here will be 18.5. So I used 1 cm, which is the full scale. So I just changed it back. So we have 18.5 for across front, 19. You can also just do your division yourself and just write it out like that. So this is the one for half scale. Now, basic rectangle. The basic rectangle for full, the measurement is half bust, the formula for it, half bust by back length. Half bust by back length. So that is half bust is 50, half will be 25 by back length is 21. So we're doing 25 by 21. This is what we're using for the basic rectangle. So 25 by 21. Remember, there are ways you can go about it, which is centralizing your pattern, which is always the best option. So for half scale here, I'll centralize my pattern. So I'll just measure what I have. I'll just measure what I have to centralize my pattern. Measure from one edge of the pattern paper to the other. I have 45.5. So what this is how the calculation works. You measure your pattern. I have 45.5 minus 25. So if I minus this 25, which is the half bust, which is going to be the width from the pattern measurement, which is 45.5, I'll have 20.5. So you divide it by 2. 20.5 is the excess you have. If you divide 20.5 by 2, you get 10.25. So I'll have 10.25 on either side. That's the excess. Now for the length, if I measure what I have from on my pattern paper from here down to the edge of my paper, whatever your measurement is, I have 62. 62 minus the 21, which is the back length. 62 minus 21, I'll have 41. Yeah, 41. 41 divided by 2 would give me 20.5. So this is what we're going to do with it. The first one is 10.25. So what I'll first of all do is measure 10.25 from the edge of my pattern. What I'm trying to do is centralize my pattern. So I just measure 10.25, 10.25. Please don't forget that you can always just create a border. Like you can just decide to create a border if you don't want to use this method. I use that method for the full scale, so you can always cross check that. Okay, so now I've measured the first one, which is the width, which is the 10.25. So once you measure the 10.25, what you need to do now is now measure the actual measurement, which is 25 cm from here. So 25 is the width we want, which is the half bust. So I'll measure 25 and mark. This way I'll be centralizing my pattern easily. So I'll measure 25 and mark. If you have a longer ruler, it's easier. You just need to mark up and down, and then you connect straight down. So I measure 25 and then 25. So this is it. Now this is my 25, which is the half bust, which is the width. For the length, for me to centralize my pattern, I'll measure 20.5 down from the top. Now the length is back length. My back length is 21. So from here now, I'll just measure 21 and mark. So this way I've centralized my pattern, and I'll be drafting with this now. So next, what we need to do now is go ahead after constructing them. Please note that there are two ways. Is it you either centralize it or you just create a margin. Create a margin and then you just draw it out before you get your 25 by 21. So either way, it works better. So now I've gotten the basic rectangle by centralizing my pattern. So here becomes 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Please don't forget that you can always use letters. You can use letters or numbers, whichever one. The most important thing is that it should guide you. Now 0 to 4, we already have 1, 2, 3. So 0 to 4 is going to be 1 cm down. Remember, for full scale we did 2 cm. Now 0 to 4 is 1 cm for half scale. 1 cm down. So this is my point 4. 1 cm down. Now square out using the round neck measurement. So the calculation for this is round neck divided by 6. So what we'll do here is check the round neck here. Round neck here is 18. 18 divided by 6. We'll have 3. Now 3 plus 0.25. Because for standard you add 0.5. Now for half scale it has to be 3.0.25. So whatever the round neck is divided by 6 plus 0.25. So we have 3.25. So that means my 0.4 line will come out by 3.25. So I just want to ensure your line is straight, and then we'll connect, square it out and up. So square this out and square it up. So the point squared out, which is round neck divided by 6 plus 0.25, becomes your 0.5, and then the top becomes 0.6. Okay, next, draw neck curve from point. So now we're going to draw the neck curve from point 4. You take in 1 cm. You take in 1 cm or 0.75, and then use your curve to connect from 6 to the 1 cm. To connect from 6 to the 1 cm. That's way. Next for front neck. So as we're doing back, we're doing front. For front neck, use 30. So we're gonna do half round. Okay, round neck, which is 18. That's half of the full 36. So round neck for half scale is 18. So all you're doing is 18 divided by 6. 18 divided by 6 is 3 plus 0.5 cm. So 18 divided by 6 plus 0.5 cm. So that will be 3 cm. That will be 3.5. 18 divided by 6 plus 0.5 cm is going to be 3.5. So I'll measure 3.5 in from here. So this will be 0.7. Now that's the width. For the depth, we'll do 18 divided by 6. That's 3 plus 0.75. 3 plus 0.75 is going to be 3.75. So the depth is 3.75. 3.75. This is 3.75 and this is 3.5. This is 3.75, this is 3.5. With 3.5. So here is 3.5, here is 3.5. Now the depth is 3.75, the depth is 3.75. So that means we get a square of 3.5 by 3.75. So here becomes 8 and here becomes 9. Okay. Moving on. Use a ruler to form a square. So I'm going to use pen on this. Connect 2 to 8 to form an X. Connect 7 to 9. Next, from the midpoint, so this is the midpoint where both line meets. This is the midpoint. From the midpoint, drop down 1 cm towards 0.8. So from the midpoint, drop down 1 cm towards 0.8 and mark. and then we'll connect. So connect 7 to 9 passing through the 1 cm. You can always rotate your curve till it sits right. Okay, now we've done our front neck curve. Okay, so from here, the next thing to do is divide armhole by 2. Divide the armhole by 2. So the armhole measurement divided by 2. Armhole here is 21 divided by 2. 21 divided by that will be 10.5. So you measure 10.5 from 0.4 down. So from 0.4, we'll go 10.5 down. 10.5, and then you square it out. So here will be my 0.10. So for me to square it out, I'll just check what I have here so that my line will be straight. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. So here, where it's meeting the front is going to be 0.11. Okay, next is get the midpoint between 0.4 and 10. So midpoint between 0.4 and 10, don't forget what we used was 10.5. Midpoint is going to be 5.25. So the midpoint will be here. And this will be 12. That's going to be 0.12. Now square across to front, calling it 0.13. So we have 5.25, 5.25, and to square out, to connect both together with a ruler. This we want to be careful and ensure our lines are perfectly done. So this will be 0.13. Okay. Next, from 0.10, so along the 0.10 line, we're going to measure and mark half across back. So first of all, check your across back. Our across back is 18.5, half of it. So half of 18.5 is going to be 9.25. So along the 0.10 line, I'll measure 9.25 and mark. So that will be 9.25. Here will be 0.14. Okay, next up, from 0.14, we'll take up half of 18.5. So what I'm going to do is divide it. 18.5 divided by 2, I will have 9.25. So from 0.14, you go up by 9.25. Ensure your line is straight. So whatever measurement I have here, I'll go up here. Okay, and then connect with a ruler. So the distance between, and this will be 15. So the distance between 14 and 15 is 9.25 up. Okay, we have our 0.15. Next step, measure from 14, half of 10.5. So 10.5 divided by 2 will be 5.25. So measure from 14 to your right, 5.25. 5.25, and this will be 16. Okay, next up, from 16, the square up half of 18. Half of 18 is 9, so I'll just measure 9 up. The square up. Ensure your line is straight, please. I'll do everything possible to ensure our line is straight. So this becomes 17. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and if you have any question, drop it in the comment section below. Okay, next step, at point 15, draw an arc. So that's what we'll be doing next. Draw an arc. And to draw your arc, it's the same way. You get your tape, the edge of it, You insert your pencil in the hole. You insert your pencil in here. Now, using your pencil, point it at point 15, at that edge of point 15, at the tip there, and then hold it down on your sky depth line like this, down here, and then you go. So this is the arc. That's how to do an arc. Now, after drawing your arc, so that will be a guide to the shoulder. So we're gonna measure from the point 6 shoulder measurement plus 0.75 for that. Now the shoulder here is 6.5. So we're gonna add 6.5 plus 0.75 for that. That will be 7.25. So I'll measure from 7.25, and the 7.5 have to touch the arc. So wherever 7.25 touches on the arc, so this is 7.25, and this will be my point 18. So we'll connect with ruler now from 6 to point 18. Okay. Next step is to form an X. That will be a guide to 45 degrees. So from 14, I'll square it to the halfway between 16 and 17 this way, and then this way. So it's gonna be just within this box. Please pay attention. Just within this box. Can't be outside it. Once you've done that, from point 14, take up 1 cm along this X mark. So we'll just go up by 1 cm and mark. Next point, get the midpoint between 14 and 16. Midpoint between 14 and 16. So we have 5.25 divided by 2. That will be 2.6. This is the midpoint. And then we'll square it out. So this will be 0.19. Please ensure your line is straight. You square it out from 0.19. And this becomes your 20. This is 20. I hope you're able to see it properly. Okay, next. So we have 1 cm here. Now along point 16, we'll have 1.25 out. Along point 16 on the X line, we'll have 1.25. Here is 1 cm, here is 1.25. So I'm going to write with a pen. Here is 1 cm. I hope this is, here is 1.25. Okay, next. Draw an arc on point 17. So this is our point 17. We have to draw an arc. So I'll do the same thing. Insert your pencil in here in the hole. Hold it down at point 16 and draw your arc. Okay, now after that, okay, joining shoulder measurement. So we'll do shoulder plus 3 cm for that. So the dart for center front is going to be 3 cm because full scale is 6. So half scale is going to be 3 cm. So we'll do shoulder measurement plus 3 cm. And shoulder here, the measurement is 6.5. 6.5 plus 3, that will be 9.5. So from point 7, we'll measure 9.5 to touch the arc of 17. So from point 7, 9.5, wherever 9.5 touches here, so this will be my point 21. And then I'll square it out. This is point 21. Next step. So how we got point 21, let me repeat it. We did shoulder measurement, which is 6.5 plus that. That measurement is 3 cm. So 6.5 plus 3 is 9.5. So that was what we measured from 7 down to 21. That's how we got it. Okay, next step is to draw the armhole. So we're going to connect 18 to 19 passing through the 1 cm. So because this is smaller, I have to look for better ways to go about it. And don't forget, you might not be able to do it once, so you have to do it in bits. So you keep rotating your curve till it sits right. So this is an armhole curve, and of course it's going to sit. So what I'm trying to connect now is my 1 cm, is my curve passing through 1 cm to 0.19. So this is it. Let me still use it. So we're able to see. So I've drawn the armhole curve. Now I have to do the one for the front. So from 0.21 to pass through the 1.25 to 0.19. See how it works easily here. Okay, now we have the armhole. So if you check, both armhole will meet at 0.19 smoothly. So you want to ensure your curve is done perfectly. It should be neater than this. Okay, next we'll have the dart suppression. So now we'll be shaping the dart. We'll have take it out on the side and on the waistline. And let's do the calculation for our dart. Calculation for that is I'm gonna fold it so that we can see. Okay, the bust is 50, the waist is 37. So we want to do 37 minus 50 is 13. So you divide your 13 by 2 and we would have 6.5. So 6.5 is what we're using as our dart suppression. So this is what we'll do. Your bust is 50 for half scale. So 50 minus the waist 37, we'll get 13. 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. So that's what we're using for that suppression. So suppressing our that now, the front and back will be 5 cm, and then the side will be the 1.5, which makes up the 6.5. So the first thing I want to do is divide the 1.5 into 2. So I'll do 0.75 here, 0.75. 0.75 goes here, 0.75 goes here. So I'll measure and mark, measure and mark on the side. So please, before you go ahead, ensure to infuse the new waistline. New waistline for half scale, 1 cm in front, and then you blend to nothing. Let me use the red marker here so it helps. 1 cm in front, and then you blend to nothing on the center back like this. So we have to bring this dart separation to the waist. So I'll do 0.75 here, just bring it down to touch the new waistline, and then you connect to 0.19. You blend to nothing on 0.19 this way and this way. So these are darts for the side. And next we've taken out 1.5, so we are left with 5. So that's 2.5 at the back, 2.5 at the front. So from CB, measure 3.5 along the waistline. For CB, measure 3.5 along the waistline, 3.5 and mark. Now from 3.5, measure 2.5, which is half of the 5 cm for that. Measure 2.5 out. So first of all, measure 3.5 and then 2.5 out. Now after you measure your 2.5, get the midpoint of 2.5, which is 1.5. So that's my midpoint. Now for CF, what you do, measure half of 7.5. Half of 7.5 is 3.75. You measure it along the new waistline and mark. Once you measure it, go out by 2.5, which is going to be our dart suppression, and then you get the midpoint of 2.5 and mark. So after we've done that, next is at the skyline, measure from point 10 to 14 and divide. So you get the midpoint of point 10 and 14. Now this is point 10, this is point 14. That's the straight line. So you get the midpoint of what we have here to here and mark. This is the midpoint. Next, using your ruler, connect it to your dot. This way, this, and this. Now this is the back dot. So we'll go over for the front dot. So the front dot, get the midpoint of 16 to 11. So we'll get the midpoint of what we have here to here. This is 10.5 and 5.2. I'm going to use my black pen here. So this is 5.2. 5, we get the midpoint. Next step is from here, get the midpoint from 16 to 11. Rule with a broken line. The broken line from point 7 would be 13 cm. 13 cm long from point 7. So I want to measure what I have from 7. This is that is my 13 cm. Now, what you are taking, the measurement, the 30 cm has to pass through this point. So from point 7, 30 cm has to pass through this midpoint. So this is where my 13 stops here. Now I'm to rule a broken line out. I'm going to use my black. Rule a broken line out. This is it. So we've done that. Now square across this 13 cm. You square it across. Square across. Be sure you have the line is going to be straight. So the difference here, I'll mark it out. So it's just square across because this becomes your through bust point. So this is your through bust point. Through bust point. Now from through bust point, which is the 13 cm, measure down 1.5. So this will be 0.75. That's half of the full scale. On through bust point, measure 0.75 down. This is it. And then connect it to the dot at the waist. So 0.7, this is through bust point, 0.75 down, and then connect it to the dot at the waist. Then down here, and down here. Now this is the waist dot. So we have to do the shoulder dot. Now for the shoulder dot, from point 7 along the shoulder line, measure half of 6.5. So that will be 3.25. So from point 7, let me use the red so that we can see the difference. Measure and mark 3.25. This is it. So this is the first dark leg. Connect the 3.25 downwards to the through bust point. This way. Now this is my first dart leg. Now we're going to measure the dart space. So don't forget your dart for half scale. Full scale dart is 6 cm, so half is 3 cm. So your dart is 3 cm. Measure 3 cm out and mark, and then connect it to the through bust point. Now this is the front dart. Why this is a guide to getting your dart. And this is the front shoulder dart. Now we'll move to the back shoulder dart. Now for the center back, we'll measure 3.25 from point 6. Same thing we have here, 3.25. So from point 6 we measure 3.25 and mark. This is it. It's gonna be a guide for drawing our back shoulder. And I'll draw a very faint line, narrow it down towards your waist tip dart. This. Okay. Now the dart for center back is half of 1.5, which is 0.75. So that was what we added. So the dart width is 0.75 and our mark, this is 0.75. Now we're to connect it, slanting it to meet this line, and the distance is going to be 3.5. This one should be 3.5 this way. So this is the dart for the back. So we have the half scale basic bodice. So don't forget to label, write out all the allowance and all. Half scale size 14. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section below and I'll attend to it as soon as possible. Thank you and see you in the next video. Bye.